All right, folks. Gloves are on, bell's about to ring.
Yay.
It's Kinross Gold versus IAMGOLD, two titans of the gold mining world going head-to-head.
Absolutely. We're talking heavyweights here.
And you want to know which one deserves a championship belt in your portfolio. We're going to break it all down.
Financials, assets, debt, stock performance, everything.
Think of us as your cornermen, giving you the fight stats, strengths, and weaknesses of each contender.
And here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because both these companies are making some serious strategic moves.
Moves that could tip the scales.
You got it.
Okay, round one. Tail of the tape. Let's get a good look at our contenders.
All right.
First up, Kinross Gold. Global reach. Mines across the Americas and West Africa. Known for large-scale operations, real focus on efficiency.
They've had their battles too, though. Remember that lawsuit with the Round Mountain mine? Well, they came out swinging, resulting in a, what was it, $73.4 million after-tax impairment reversal?
Wow.
Yeah, talk about resilience.
A solid counterpunch, for sure. All right, now let's turn our attention to IAMGOLD. Primarily focused in the Americas.
Right.
But they're making a big push in Canada. Got a promising new mine there that's got everyone talking.
Oh, absolutely. They've been really aggressively expanding that Canadian presence. Just bought back full ownership of the Côté gold mine, no less. Shows you how much confidence they have in its potential.
Yeah.
Still in ramp up, that mine. But analysts, they're calling it a potential game changer already.
And let's not forget their Canadian powerhouse, the Westwood mine, eh? Record-breaking gold production in 24.
Exceeded expectations, for sure.
Yeah, impressive.
But got to keep in mind, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Their Essakane mine over in Burkina Faso, that's been dealing with some security challenges.
Right. Every fight has its risks.
No doubt.
Speaking of weighing in, let's move to round two, financials.
All right, time to check those numbers.
What kind of financial muscle are we talking here?
Well, Kinross stepped on the scale with a 21% increase in revenue for 24. Hit a cool $5,148.8 million, thanks in no small part to those rising gold prices.
That's a big jump. But high tides, sometimes they bring rough waters, right? Costs go up too.
They do. Production costs also rose.
Yeah.
Part of it was higher royalties, tied to those increased gold prices.
Yeah.
Double-edged sword, that's for sure. But here's what I found interesting. They're projecting a big increase in capital expenditures for 25, focusing on development projects like Tasiast West Branch 5 and Round Mountain Phase S.
So they're doubling down on growth.
Yep, pretty bold.
Okay, what about IAMGOLD? How do their financials look?
They're not holding back either. Record revenues for them, too. $1,633 million for 24. And they're not just hoarding it. Strong mine site free cash flow, particularly from their continuing operations.
So they're in fighting shape.
Definitely. Oh, and another thing, they just secured a credit facility that gives them, get this, $767 million in liquidity.
Whoa, that's a serious war chest.
Right, gives them a lot of flexibility, room to maneuver.
But can't forget about debt. All that expansion's got to be adding up.
You're right. They do have some debt, yeah. Senior notes and a term loan, both maturing in 28.
Okay, something to watch as we see how their strategy unfolds.
Absolutely.
All right, now it's time for round three. Jabs and hooks.
Let's get analytical.
SWOT analysis. Gotta love it.
Break it down.
Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Correct.
What's the scouting report on Kinross?
Okay, Kinross, well, their global reach, that's definitely a strength. And their diversified portfolio, not putting all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. But that global footprint also means they're exposed to, geopolitical risks in certain regions.
Trade-off for being a global player.
Yeah, for sure. Now, opportunities, let's see. They've got their eye on the Manh Choh project in Alaska. That could really boost their U.S. production. Manh Choh, it's in a really mining-friendly jurisdiction and potential to be a low-cost operation.
Sounds promising.
It does. But they've also got to watch out for threats, like tariffs on steel and aluminum.
Yeah, could cut into profits. Okay, so Kinross, seasoned fighter, but not immune to punches. Now, what about IAMGOLD? Strengths and weaknesses.
Well, their focus on Canada, that's a big advantage. Canada, top-tier mining jurisdiction, stable, supportive regulatory environment. But they're also pretty reliant on how that Côté gold mine ramp-up goes.
Right, that's their potential knockout punch.
If that falters, could be a big setback. But they've got other opportunities in play. Their Nelligan project in Quebec, that's showing some real potential for resource expansion. If they hit it big there, who knows?
Real game changer.
Could be. But we can't ignore those security concerns in Burkina Faso.
Yeah, that's a real challenge.
Definitely a risk factor.
All right, let's move on to round four, going the distance. What do projections and analyst coverage tell us about the future of these two contenders?
Well, analysts are watching Kinross's expansion projects real closely. Their projected capital expenditures for 25, that signals a commitment to growth, for sure.
The question is, will it be a knockout punch? Increase production, profits.
$1 million question. Now, IAMGOLD is generating a lot of buzz with that Côté gold mine and the Nelligan project.
Big bets there.
Analysts seem to think so. A lot of them see these projects as potential catalysts, major upswing for IAMGOLD. They believe, and this is key, that those projects, plus the increasing focus on Canada, could make them a real force in the gold market.
Okay, time for round 5. The scorecards. Got to look at that recent stock performance, see how the market's judging him.
Right. Well, Kinross's share price has been a bit up and down. Understandable, given the uncertainty around those big expansion projects. Investors are waiting to see results.
They want proof those investments are going to pay off. What about IAMGOLD stock?
Yeah.
All that Côté gold excitement, has that translated into gains?
Oh, it has. Their stock's been climbing pretty steadily, growing confidence in their strategy, potential of their assets.
So the market seems to be betting on IAMGOLD's agility, that growth potential, for now at least.
For now. But the market, it's a fickle beast. You never know.
5 rounds. We've seen these fighters go toe-to-toe, analyze strengths, weaknesses, financials, potential. Big question is, who deserves the championship belt in your portfolio?
Well, to answer that, we need to weigh the evidence. Consider your own investment style, risk tolerance, all that. But don't go anywhere. We'll break it all down after a quick word from our sponsors. Okay, we're back. Round 6, decision time. Who wins this gold mining showdown?
Right, got to pick a champ for our portfolio.
Exactly. But before we hand out that belt, let's recap, all right? What we learned about these contenders.
Okay, so we've got Kinross, the veteran, global reach, diversified portfolio.
Yeah.
Playing the long game, but that also means geopolitical risks, trade issues, all that.
Yeah, like the champ who's been on top for years, right? Knows how to take a punch, but maybe not as quick on their feet anymore.
And IAMGOLD, they're hungry,
Yeah.
focused on growth. Canada's their ring, pretty much.
Yeah, that stable jurisdiction thing's a big play. They're all in on Côté Gold, Nelligan, hoping for those knockouts.
So experience versus ambition. How does an investor choose?
Tough call. It is. It is. Comes down to your style, right? Risk tolerance, steady returns, lower risk. Or are you swinging for the fences, high growth, but could stumble too?
Like picking between a blue chip stock and a hot new startup?
Yeah, good analogy. Kinross, you get that track record, dividends, they'll weather storms, but maybe growth limited. IAMGOLD, potential for rapid expansion, but it all depends on those projects, plus the Burkina Faso situation.
Kinross, the slow and steady tortoise. IAMGOLD, the hare, maybe.
Ha, something like that. But remember, past performance doesn't guarantee future results, right? We've looked at the numbers, the strategies, expert opinions, but the market's got its own surprises.
True, always unknowns. Anything stand out to you while we were researching? Like any aha moments?
Honestly, the biggest thing for me, both companies are making calculated bets on gold's future. Kinross, they're banking on global demand, managing risk with that diverse portfolio. IAMGOLD, it's all about Canada becoming a mining powerhouse, their projects succeeding there.
2 different approaches to the same game.
Exactly. That's what makes this so interesting. No easy answer. They both could win, but different paths, different hurdles.
So do your own research, folks. Weigh the risks, the rewards, make the choice that fits your goals, your comfort level.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We've given you the info, the analysis, but that championship belt, it's your call.
No knockout prediction from you today, then?
Nah, but I will say this. IAMGOLD, going all in on Côté Gold like that, that's a statement. They really believe in it. Investors got to take note.
Bold move. Like they think it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, they're putting their money where their mouth is. Big bet on the future. We'll see how it plays out. Adds to the excitement, that's for sure.
All right, so we've weighed in on Kinross, IAMGOLD, but the final decision rests with you, our listeners. Now, before we go for the final bell, got to address one more thing. All right, back to the final round, Kinross versus IAMGOLD. Covered a lot, but there's always one more thing, right?
Yeah, we've talked numbers, strategies, but investors are really starting to focus on something else now.
That ESG thing, right?
Exactly. Environmental, social governance. Can't just be profitable these days. Got to be responsible too.
Makes sense. Investors want companies that are making a positive impact, not just a profit.
Absolutely. So when you're looking at Kinross, IAMGOLD, got to go beyond the balance sheet. Dig into their ESG track records.
What should we be looking at specifically?
Well, environment, Think mining practices, water usage, emissions, how they're going to close and reclaim those mines.
Minimizing that environmental footprint
Right, right. Then social, how they treat local communities, worker safety, especially with those Burkina Faso issues, how they handle that.
and governance.
Transparency is key, ethical leadership, diverse board of directors, all signs of good governance.
So ESG is putting your money where your values are.
Yeah, I like that. And more, we're seeing companies with good ESG scores. They're not just doing good, they're doing well financially, too.
Attracting investors who care. Plus, they tend to be better managed, less risky long term.
Exactly. So in this Kinross IAMGOLD match, factor in that ESG performance could be the deciding point for your portfolio.
All right, folks. There you have it. We've gone toe-to-toe with Kinross Gold, I Am Gold. Analyze their strengths, their weaknesses, their potential.
Financials, strategies, risks, even ESG.
But like any good fight, the decision's yours. Do the research, weigh it all out, pick the fighter that matches your goals, your values.
And remember, we're not financial advisors, just giving you info, analysis. Always talk to a professional before you invest.
Ding, ding, ding. That's the final bell. Hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the gold mining world. Two heavyweights battling it out.
Lots of info, but hopefully it'll help you navigate the market, make those smart investment choices.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep on diving deep.